Why did Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure align their pyramid with Osiris' belt? Drop out. B King. Now, the first thing we gotta learn is the function of the pyramid. Now, when they laid the king down in his sarcophagus, they put things in his sarcophagus that he would need in the next life. See, the invention of heaven come from the Nile Valley, the afterlife. The belief of an afterlife is a original African belief. This is where it come from. This is the origin of it. Okay? So the pyramid will always, like the Nile align with the Milky Way. Now, if y'all ain't seen my lecture I done on Dogon cosmology, scroll down and go watch it. Like, subscribe, and share. But, it will always align, as above, so below. As above, so below. But they would align their pyramid with those certain constellations because, and we talk about Sirius B, Sirius A, and Sirius C, which are galaxies and nebulas. See? And when the king would be buried, he was placed in the bottom of the pyramid in his chamber. And the function of the pyramid, crazy as it may sound, was a spacecraft. And it was launching him, his spirit and his soul into the next world. And we ain't talking no ancient aliens or nothing like that. But this is real Egyptian philosophy. Real ancient Kemetic teachings. So the function of the pyramid was to take the king's soul into the next life. And so, these concepts of religion, even for first and foremost, spirituality, which your religion came out of. Okay, religion today doesn't have much spirituality, but the cycle of life still stands. And the first people that set forth were African people. And so, when there was no concept of death. I had no concept of death. The ancient Africans didn't have no concept of death and still don't to this day. Only when you get religion is death a bad thing. See, when the body drop, the soul gonna keep traveling. It's the same thing, you reincarnated now. That's why you can feel, pain or happiness that people before you were here. Even when you, like what I'm talking about, karma. Now, if you look at in the Sudan, it's a place called karma. And we say karma today, which means, what you put out there gonna come back, the law of opposites or whatnot. And, we look at the Hermetic teachings and, the laws of opposites as, where you got that little one way, the ball hit, and then the other metal ball hit on the other end. See, this is what the function of the pyramid was. When the king laid down in that pyramid, just like when I was talking, that little contraption that be on, psychiatrists and, desk or whatnot, when you go in their office and it, kinetic energy when it hit one way and then it at the other end, the other ball bounce and the other balls in the middle don't move. Now, the balls in the middle are the people that's still alive. But, you know, the people that's being born is the first ball that hit. And then that kinetic energy go through and hit that last ball. That's why when they say every time somebody die, somebody must be pregnant. See, that's comedic science. Y'all don't understand it. So shall it, as it is in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. You see? So when, you know, you look at the science of life, because that's what the unk is. There's no such thing as death. Y'all got to get out of that way of thinking. That's what keep us away from our redemption and not final destination. Is the belief in death. But you can't believe how heaven and death at the same time. So the king, he was preparing for his afterlife. They, when you talk about Sirius, and the Dogons. You see? Now the Dogon is an ancient Egyptian tribe. See? And they always talked about the afterlife and, there's no way in the world that, you only live once on this planet. But there's other worlds, like people be talking about all the time. The holographic world. The holographic world. Which means it's a world within a world. You see what I'm saying? And the earth is hollow or whatnot. Now, if you look at the holograms that they doing, see, and I'm gonna get back to what I was just saying, because they just popped in my. They showing God now in a hologram. And those holograms are 5G and all that. It look real. Don't fall for the trick, family. They gonna, we be asking, can God crack the sky? They gonna do it for your ass one day. Now, we just got through talking about the AI, which tie in right to what I'm saying. So, the purpose of the pyramid is to launch the king off, not symbolically, but for real, to launch his spirit off into the next world. See, we always, laugh and talk about aliens or whatnot, but we the extraterrestrials. That's just, we the extraterrestrials. And, if the mothership ever land, you gonna see that. You gonna see that. The gods gonna come on it. Every ancient culture always talked about the gods coming touching down on the planet. And if you go to the oldest people, which is the African people, they gonna tell you that they came from the stars. Okay? And that might be hard for you to believe, but can't nobody tell the first people where they came from. Only people that can explain that is them. So, in essence, that's, going back into the wombs of our mothers. So every time you will see an African burial, it'll be in a fetal position. Okay? Which, that's them entering into that holographic world. And so they see us right now. They see us and they laughing because we so scared. We gonna die. We gonna die. And they looking at y'all like, man, this shit ain't even what y'all think it is. Y'all scared. And see, that's how we know it's a game. because they done tricked you to believe in a thing called death. But you can't worship two gods. So it's either an afterlife or we just die and it ain't nothing. Because we know it's a higher power because we didn't put this here. But at the same time, when you looking at this holographic world that we in, we not living in reality. I am. But the majority of the people is not. So the function of the pyramid is to launch your spirit into the next reality. So for you here, yeah, it's spiritual. But when you pass away, it's your last will and testament. So you trying to aim and touch to the gods and go back from which, because you can explain where everybody else came from. You can't explain where the Africans came from. Okay? So the holographic world that we live in, the reason why the pyramids, Khufu, Menkaure, and Khafre is in line with Orion's belt is because they sending themselves back from which they came. Okay? So, Jah Power.